In this particular episode, there are two things we are going to talk.
Yes.
One is about the latest announcement on the ILR, what the changes are.
Yeah.
Very important thing for everyone, whoever is eligible from now to autumn.
To apply for an ILR in the next few months or until September. Just 3 days ago, there was another update which is in Guardian, and what they have said is that
I want to ask you that, okay, now people would have been really worried about the March deadline. Now, whoever is like between March and autumn, they will be really happy. But at the same time, do you think that they have to take action as soon as possible?
Yes.
And what is the timeline? Like, now we are in April. By May, someone is eligible. What should they do? Hi guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Hatman.
Yep.
Welcome, Mr. Badripala Venkatesh. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Yeah, really good. And I'm really happy that our viewers have been watching our last videos, and like we've got really good engagement. The views has been up. A lot of people asking us a lot of questions, and we are going to deal, and we are going to do a lot of different episodes on different topics.
Sure.
Yeah. So before we go into the episode, I would like to introduce Mr. Badripala Venkatesh. He's a senior immigration consultant and a lawyer, and he's IAA regulated, level 3 regulated, which means that for any immigration related cases, he can represent you in a court.
That's right.
And if you want to reach him, you can reach him on his company's website, Universal Fortune Limited, www.ufvisas.com.
Perfect.
And so far, he's been having around more than 6,000 plus happy clients, and more in counting as well, a lot more. So, in this particular episode, there are two things we are going to talk.
Yes.
One is about the latest announcement on the ILR, what the changes are. And the second thing is very important thing for everyone, whoever is eligible from now to autumn. Correct. Before the changes come in, and even after that they can contact you. But now this is the time they want to know like what exactly they should do, what they should not do.
What are the requirements for ILR?
Yeah, should and not to do, because there are a lot of cases they miss it because of one mistake.
Correct.
We are going to talk everything, like we are going to talk about every single point in this. Okay, and regarding the disclaimer, I'll ask you to give the disclaimer, please.
Again, this video is purely for information purpose, and this should not be taken as immigration advice. So if you need a immigration advice, then you need to go to a qualified immigration consultant lawyer like me, who are regulated by IAA, or a solicitor or a firm who are regulated by SRA. And today after this topic, in this month, the next topic what we are going to discuss is about 7-year child route.
Yeah.
And also about sponsorship license with self-sponsorship.
Okay. So self-sponsorship is a hot cake. Everyone is still talking about it. We'll have a discussion on that. Thank you, and thanks again for joining us. So this time we are going to talk about the
ILR. What are the new news?
Yes.
Which has come for earned settlement.
Yes.
And basically none of them is been implemented as law. As an immigration law. No. We are only going to discuss the news.
Yes.
When they interviewed previous Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner and our Honorable Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Also the recent updates with our Honorable Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood, whatever they have interviewed and what they have said. The sources are from BBC and Guardian and LBC. So that's what we are going to discuss.
So there are two things which I would like to discuss. One is the latest on ILR, what has happened since the announcement, the white paper announcement, and what changes has come in the recent past. March 16th and 17th or 17th or 18th. The other thing is, like, if someone is currently eligible for ILR, what should they do? So they should watch this video till the end to know both.
So anyone who is going to apply for an ILR in the next few months or until September, which they proposed in the recent announcement that this earned settlement will be implemented in autumn 2026. So anyone who is eligible from now till autumn 26, what are the requirements? That is one topic we are going to talk about it later. But now we are going to talk about the news, so which are good, and this is all related to earned settlement.
Okay, fine. So before we get into that, there are two things. One is like anyone who's watching for the first time. Yeah, we can start with like what happened in May last year, because like we've not covered that in our channel before. So the white paper came in. And what was that?
Sure. So this whole earned settlement was introduced in May 2025 by our Honorable Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood. When she announced this white paper, she said that ILR will be increased from 5 to 10 years. This is the first thing she said. And of course, you can make your way down to 5 years, but the baseline will be 10 years. And it can go up to 15, 20, 25 years. So they gave various criteria and category where it can go higher. And they also gave various points or category where you can reduce from 10 to 5 years.
Called earned settlement. Yeah.
So basically what she said is that anyone is earning over 125K plus, they can get settlement in 3 years, which is good for those category of people. And anyone is earning 50 to 70 plus. I'm just giving you the approximate
rough figures.
So they can get ILR in 5 years, subject to they can show in the last 3 years they have earned over 550 to 70. They can get 5 years reduction from 10 years. And people who are at the lower level, which is like RKF level 3, and including carers, they have to wait for 15 years. But again, they gave multiple points, like if your salary is higher, you can reduce 5 years, or if you're contributing to charity, you can get reduction up to 5 years, and if your English level is at C1, you can get 1 year reduction. So like that, they gave multiple points.
If you buy a house, no. Okay. If you own a house, no. Okay.
No.
Okay. All right.
So that's a good one. We should give this proposal to Shabana Mahmood.
Yeah. Okay. I heard from somewhere that like if you buy or like you're a house owner, then you can reduce 1 year. No. Okay.
Nothing as such. So, good joke.
Right, okay.
So yes, coming to this earned settlement model, they initially proposed it will be implemented in April 2026. That was the first one. Spring
which is now.
Yes, which is now.
Yeah.
But just in the month of February, March, they decided to postpone it to autumn 2026, which is between September to October. But however, we first time in the month of March 17th and 18th onwards, we started to hear more good news about this earned settlement model. So all this time they were very rigid, very strict, and they want to apply retrospectively. And even now that is what, as of March 5th, 2026, when Shabana Mahmood gave a speech, which is also in the gov.uk, she said it is retrospectively, and they are aiming to implement in autumn.
This was even after the consultation, right?
Yes. Yeah. After consultation also, they said the same, and they said it's retrospectively.
Yeah.
Now, what has happened mid of March, when the former Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner, she said it is...
is she former or the current?
No, former.
Former, is it? Okay. Oh, fine. Okay.
So she said it is un-British and breach of trust. She said applying this rule retrospectively is not acceptable for the people who are already in the UK, as well as it will affect hundreds and thousands of children. Their education, future, everything will be affected. And she said it should not be implemented. That is what her point of view is. After that, the very next day, when LBC Radio and Guardian, when they asked our Honorable Prime Minister Keir Starmer, so he said it is at the stage of consultation, and he said they have received around 100 plus Labour MPs have opposed it. So here, this was the first time he said that we are looking into relaxing this thing, and what he said is we are looking into kind of giving a relief for people who are
Already here.
who retrospectively no. What he said is they want to exempt the people in the public sector and people who are going to apply for ILR in the near future. But we do not know what is the near
So
future.
what
It could
near future
be,
means?
could be 1 year or 2 years. And he is also considering to water down this policy. This is all the news which we are getting from various channels, that they are getting this from this MP and this source. But again, what Angela Rayner said is un-British and breach of trust. And what our Honorable Prime Minister said is that he is looking to make it more lenient. So this is what he said, that he is trying to see how he can make it less kind of less harsher. That is the right word for the people who are already in the UK. And following to this, few days ago there was article in Guardian where they were talking about this earned settlement, and what it was mentioned that a lot of ministers, they are speaking to our Home Secretary to see if it can be exempted, or is there a way that they cannot apply retrospectively. However, Home Office spokesperson, when they asked about it, they denied this, and they said we are still sticking to the earned settlement model. It should be, the settlement should not, it should be earned. It should not be like by right you get it. So we are still sticking to it. But the point here, what when we are discussing all this thing, is until consultation or until the beginning of March, Home Office as well as the government policy was very rigid. Now they are trying to, first time they are trying to look into kind of make it more or less harsher.
Watering down.
There is also news that they want to water down completely. However, it is not confirmed yet.
But something positive.
All the news. But the positive is, first thing is, it has been extended from spring to autumn. This is the first good news, because
more people are eligible then.
Exactly. Until March we were in the position that this earned settlement will be implemented from first week of April, because that's what been told in May 2025. But this is the first thing which they extended to autumn. And the second thing is Deputy Prime Minister, former Deputy Prime Minister and the current Prime Minister, he has also said it is at the consultation stage. We will look into it. Nothing has been confirmed yet. And we are seeing the news that which is all, of course, not official, but it's all the news in the Guardian and other things, that they want to give more exemption. So they are looking into it. So this is a good news.
So something positive is happening, which is good. But at the same time, this leads me into the next question of mine, where I want to ask you that, okay, now people would have been really, really worried about the March deadline. Now, whoever is like between March and autumn, they will be really happy. But at the same time, do you think that they have to take action as soon as possible? And what is the timeline? Like, for example, if June is the time, 1st of June, when should they start?
Okay, so as per the current rules, what it says is you can apply for settlement 28 days before the eligibility or completion of 5 years or eligible date. Okay, so your date is 28 days before the 5 years. Let's say someone who has come inside the UK on 1st Jan 2021. So they would complete their 5 years by 31st May 2026. Or even, let's say, keep it as 1st June 2026.
1st June,
So you take 28 days backward. So which means they can apply for settlement from 3rd of May 2026. So this is how you have to calculate. You cannot apply earlier. The requirement is you can apply only 28 days before. And this is the same thing for 10 years long residency as well. If someone is completing 10 years, from the point of where they will be completing 10 years, you have to go back 28 days.
Okay.
So this is the first requirement. Second thing, you need a life in the UK test. And if you are a skilled worker, you have already proven English test, so you don't need. But however, your dependents need to prove their English test. And if it is under long residency, you have to show the English test proof, because you cannot claim automatically. You have to show English test, or if you have used in the previous application, if you have used ICTIS, UK, which previously known as UKNARC, you can use that. And coming to the 10 years requirement.
10 year, which one?
10-year settlement route.
Okay,
and we are also talking about 5-year settlement route. The reason why...
Yeah, before you go into, sorry to cut you there, before you get into the 10-year route.
Okay, let's talk about 5 years.
5 years, I had other, like you spoke about 2 requirements, right? Life in the UK, then English test, and what else should be
so
there?
they can apply 28 days. They should apply 28 days
before 28.
The next thing is they have to provide the recent payslip and bank statement. When they say recent, is 1 month is what is enough. However, I say it is recommended to provide at least 3 months payslips and 3 months bank statement. But if you want to go with still 1 month payslip, 1 month bank statement, that is also enough.
Okay.
So, and the most important thing is you have to make sure that your salary is at the going rate as per the current immigration rules. So this is where a lot of people do mistake. So at the moment, anyone who is going for settlement, they would have got their initial skilled worker visa before 4th April 2024. The reason why I'm saying before 4th April 2024 is because the salary has changed. The going rate has changed for people before April 2024 is 31,300 or going rate whichever is higher. Anyone who got their visa and when they go for settlement, as per the current going rate is 41,700 or going rate whichever is higher.
For the shopkeeper, is it?
Yes, even for shopkeeper as well.
Fine.
Okay, but again, for PhD and for carers, it all differs. For carers, it's 25,000. For PhD and other routes, for shortage occupation, it should be 33,400 or going rate whichever is higher.
Okay.
So it varies for each and every category.
We'll take one example.
Yeah. So we will take as a shopkeeper.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, this information.
Starting
this video, so the most important thing here is let's keep it as a shopkeeper. And a shopkeeper, a code is 7131 currently. Okay. When they got their extension 2 years before or 3 years before, their salary was either 26,500 or 29,000. In between, in this range, they were eligible to get their visa extended. However, at this point, when they come for settlement, the requirement is minimum 31,300 for this particular role I am talking about. Now, a typical example is I came across a client last month who was eligible for settlement last month itself only. And when he came, when I checked, the salary was 29,000. I said, this is not enough. You need to go to your employer, ask them to increase the salary. Subject to the employer is happy and they do a performance review and they genuinely increase the salary, and you can always come back and we can apply. And people do not know about this going rate and they apply as it is. I have seen 2 cases where the application got refused and they have come to me. What should I do? So I said the refusal is correct. So the most important thing is apart from life in the UK test, English test, the salary.
So this salary thing, okay, now let's think about, let's go to a situation where already this has happened. They know that the salary they right now have is not enough. For example, now we are in April. By May, someone is eligible. What should they do? Do they go to the employer and talk about it? And how does that process work?
So it is again between the employer and employee. So this is something, it's not under the immigration rules. We cannot comment. However, as per the immigration rule, it should be 31,300. So they have to present this to the employer. If the employer is willing to increase the salary, then they can apply for settlement. If the employer is not willing, then unfortunately they are not eligible, and they have to either look for another sponsor who is ready to give at that level, switch their visa and then apply for settlement after a month.
After a month. So that was my next question. So how long they should stay in that salary to get?
See, the Home Office says they need a recent pay slip. They do not say you need to provide 3 month or 6 month. Recent pay slip. So 1 month pay slip and 1 month bank statement should do.
Okay.
So even if they switch to another employer and if they stay a month and then they apply, they can do. However, if Home Office finds it is not genuine under the general
They've just done
grounds,
it for
can,
one day,
exactly,
1 month.
they can hold it and they can do more checking and then they can decide whether to grant the settlement or not.
Okay.
So, but the most important thing is you have to make sure the SOC code and salary which is in line with the going rate.
Okay.
Finally, you need to get 2 more letters. One is a letter from the employer confirming that the position is permanent and they want them in the near future and they do not see any changes in foreseeable future. This is very, very important.
Okay.
That the position is genuine and they need them and they do not see any changes in the foreseeable future. The letter must confirm this point. It is permanent and ongoing. And the second thing is in the letter they have to mention the number of hours they are working, what is the salary. The reason being the number of hours can change the salary going rate.
Okay.
So because the Home Office, their going rate they have given
based on
37.5 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
And the hourly rate for some of them the 31,300 can even go up to 40 hours. Okay. But most of the SOC codes, the salary is being generated based on 37.5 hours.
Okay.
So in the letter they have to mention the number of hours and they have to mention the SOC code and they have to mention the salary as well as the position is permanent and ongoing and they do not see any changes in the foreseeable future.
Okay.
Finally, the last letter is the holiday letter. They have to get a letter from the employer stating that all the holidays they have taken outside the UK, they have traveled, it's all authorized. And it was not
for the last 5 years, is it?
Yes, you need it for the last 5 years, for the whole period.
Okay.
So if you have changed multiple employees, you have to get it from previous employer.
Okay.
But people do ask, my previous employer, they have shut down that company, what should I do? In that case, you can do a self-declaration stating that these are the days I've been outside and I've been paid. It was an authorized holiday. So this is very important. So when you
again, when you talk about these were the days I was outside the country, now that's again the number of days where you're allowed to be
outside the UK.
To be outside the UK or outside the country. So what is that number? And
it's 180 days.
Yeah.
In 12 months. In any rolling period, it cannot exceed more than 180 days.
Okay, which is 6 months, is it? No.
Less than 6 months.
Less than 6 months.
If it exceeds, then your clock will reset. So your clock will start again from that period as day 1 and you need to wait for another 5 years.
Okay, for example, on the 3rd year, if they exceeded 180,
exactly,
then from the 4th year is again the first year.
It will become.
Okay.
Now the next question they would ask is, so 180 days, that means can they be without pay? No, they cannot be without paid. Any unpaid leave, it has to be reported to the Home Office, and any unpaid leave more than a month, they have to cancel the sponsorship.
Okay.
So this 180 days when they are out, it should be paid.
Okay.
For instance, a lot of IT company workers, IT staff, they go offshore.
Yeah.
And they train the people and they work from abroad. So that is allowed. But again, it should be paid and it should be less than 180 days.
180 days. Correct. So in special cases, like if there's a special case, because if you look at this whole time, last 5 years, COVID time was there, maybe just post-COVID time was there. And if people are stuck, is there any possibility?
Yes, under exceptional circumstances where there are insurmountable obstacle and for example,
health reasons.
No, health reason can be, but again, you need to prove that it was really serious and you were not fit to travel Okay, of course, natural disaster. COVID, yes, I have done quite a lot of application where they have been away for 1 year and 14 months because we have proved, we have shown there was flight restriction and they couldn't travel on time. So when the reason is beyond your control, then yes, Home Office, they do apply discretion and they grant the settlement. But
Okay.
it should be compelling and again it should be a kind of something out of your reach and you were not able to travel.
Fine.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Anything else people should keep in mind?
So these are the main things. Again, this is information purpose only. This should not be taken as immigration advice.
Yeah.
Now each and every case it will differ. So if they need a kind of concrete and accurate advice, they need to take their case and sit with the qualified immigration consultant lawyer like me or a SRA regulated solicitor, and they will be able to assist further.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I
Thank
think
you.
that this episode definitely will be helpful for a lot of
Sure.
people.